So in this video we're going to have a look at amending our MIDI file within Logic's MIDI editing. And the first thing I'm going to do is switch off Captain Chords because now we're using the MIDI from here. And let's have a listen to our first section here. Okay, so I'm going to try shortening these chords here. Extend these a bit. And maybe let's try making these a bit shorter too. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's have a look at the next section. Let's have a little listen. I want to make this a little bit snappier, these chords. Maybe these ones extended a bit. I'll try extending this chord. It's really important to get the right amount of space in there because, you know, when we're adding melodies on the top and a bass line, it's nice to have kind of little pockets for different parts to play. A little bit shorter here. I think that'll work nicely. Okay, let's have a look at the next section. Okay, so for this section, let's have a little listen. It needs a bit of love, this section. I think it's not quite working as I want it to. The first thing is I want to actually take that chord out and just try it being more legato. And here as well, because I think it's actually nice having a change up. I added those sections in, but I think we can use that later. But just as a contrast to the section before, I think it'd be quite nice to do it that way. Okay, now I want to try this B being an octave higher. Okay, and here I'm going to take this chord out and I want to try something on here. So I'm going to copy this chord across and create a kind of bit more of a performed vibe. So kind of a bit more the way that a pianist might approach playing this. So we'll kind of split the chord up and arpeggiate it slightly. So it's a bit more musical. Let's try something like this. It's a little bit too fast. Let's try something like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's try something here. We'll split this chord up a little bit. Let's try copying this across as well. Okay, let's take the whole thing. try extending that note. So we're just waiting until it kind of feels good. I think that works well. Let's listen to it transitioning.
Just what you need, music. Just come on down. It's all right together. You got to be love. Hold on. And now you've got it. You got to be love. Move on. Now you want everything.
Okay, that sounds good. The last section I want to look at changing is this little alt chords section here. So let's have a listen. In fact, what I'm going to do is just join these together because it'll make it a little bit more obvious. The first thing I want to do is try an octave lower. So the reason why I want to try an octave low is because then it's got a bit more impact when it comes in. Things kind of going up in pitch often sound kind of more euphoric and have more energy, so I wanted to create that energy in that section there. Okay, so I like that going down, but I also want to try something else here. So let's just zoom in on here a little bit. And let's try just breaking up this chord sequence slightly. Let's just loop this section now. That's quite nice, but I want it to be a bit more syncopated. Not that syncopated though. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe we could take these two bass kind of lower notes and break it up like that. Or maybe this note. And we could create the same groove here. Just trying to make it sound a little bit more performed. Okay, that's quite nice. I wonder what it's like if we do something like this. Try and kind of preamp this chord. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Okay, cool. So we've got some alterations to the chords, just making it sound a little bit more performed in places, a little bit more space in other places. Now I'm going to copy these across and just put them in the different places. Now we've spent a long time looking at the chords, but it's so important to get that harmonic foundation just right. I think a lot of people, when they're making music, especially electronic music, there's such a big focus on mixing and producing, and that's obviously a massive part of it. But actually the idea creation and getting the melody and the harmony compelling and sounding good is such a major part of things that sometimes gets overlooked. So you want to really make sure that you spend, a lot of time getting this foundation really dialed in. Okay, so to recap, we've obviously gone through the chords that we added in from Captain Chords into Logic. And I've just created some space by moving some MIDI around and just played with a few ideas to get it to sound a little bit more performed. Okay, so now we've edited our chords. In the next video, we're going to have a look at arranging the beat we made in Captain Beat.